guys. Um, and then we'll edit all that at the beginning and just start it exactly where we start charting and everything. Okay. The beauty of trend line liquidity, bro. Tell me about it, man. Like, yo, there's nothing that makes me happier when I draw something out on that shit and it plays out, man. Right? Like, it's it's a beauty, man. It makes you feel like you're doing something right, right? Like if all that hard work and studying and everything's finally paying off, dude, I couldn't be happier with the way that trade played out. And again, man, I wasn't expecting it to go all the way to the 100 or none of that because one, I put 20x, so usually 20x's are supposed to be safer, right? Like not that much leverage. Um, but it played out, man. It played out beautifully. And again, I kept thinking we were going to hit that bottom white trend line, start picking up. I think we started to see some green there, but it flipped. The minute it broke it and actually closed under, it just flipped, man, like beautifully, dude. And it just dropped. Once it, third TP. And again, I even put it, guys, right here at TP3, Though usually when I get to that third TP, I like to close a lot of my profit, man. I like to just only leave like 10, about 10-20% left of the margin just to see how far it can go, with stop loss at entry. If it goes far, like this one did, what's the name, ETC 1,000%, then it still gives you a nice, nice chunk. So it played out, man. It played out beautifully. I'm happy about that one. Oh, do some live TA maybe trading. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're just giving our class another like 1 or 2 more minutes. To see if anybody else. If not, you know what? Let's all right. Just we're recording, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me just kiss my son real quick. All right, guys. Let's rock and roll. So I just wanted to go over a few things. One, I wanted to go over that play that we were just in. I was just talking to my cousin and a few other guys that were here a little earlier. About that eighth short, man. Like it really played out beautifully, man. This is why I tell you guys, TA is big. I'm huge on TA. Hold on, let me get my headset in case my son starts to stream. Can you guys hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So yeah, it played out beautifully, man. Let me go to the chart now. So
you sounded better before.
Yeah, all right, let me take it off. Then. All right, better?
Yeah.
All right, let's rock. All right, so again, same thing, right? I was following this trend, had my trend line already drawn out, lower highs, man. One of the things I started to notice, and this is why I told you guys I wanted to go over in this session, is things to look at, right? Like things to look for. When we ran up the first time, we did that whole scoop, nice little cup and handle action, only it didn't play out. It went actually reversed, right? So if anybody would have gotten a cup and handle thinking it was going to go up, they really got screwed on that point. But it came down, I've started to notice that that's already the point, right? Like after it runs up this high and then you have a nasty drop like this, one is breaking trend, right? And again, this was my overall trend, but now I kind of see like a little mini-ish, I want to say trend like this, right? Trend break, right? That's what I look for, man. This is the things that I always look for is trend breaks, right? So we have a mini trend right here where it did follow it. Look, it hit right there, boom, perfectly went up. But we also have this resistance zone too that I had drawn out from way back, mind you, and it just happened to reject perfectly on it. However, look, it came up. This is your pivot point on top, breaks that trend. Now you have your first, your point right here. This is your first lower high, right? If this was to come back up again on a nice uptrend, this was the line that I was, and mind you, I was almost kind of looking to long just because the market's been pushing up. When I looked up APE at that point on the watch list, it was green. It was very few, I think like 4 or 5 green ones. I always tell you guys, go with the trend, right? The majority of the market was red. I want to see it now. Now it's, still have a lot more red. But at that point, I think, again, it was only these 4 or 5 that were green. Everything else was red, right? So, I was kind of almost leaning towards the short as well because everything else is dropping. And then I was looking at Bitcoin always, right? On the top of my screen, boom, right? Around that same time that all this happened, Bitcoin came down too. So, anytime I anticipate drops on Bitcoin, you could jump on any one.
What's up, ladies?
What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin, if any of you guys were in the last session, we stayed exactly, right? Look at this. The last session we had, I think on Friday, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. We had this drawn out. We said we were boxed in. Mind, this is an hour. Yeah, it's an hour chart. We were boxed in, right? Breakout on the trend right here. You long it, right? You could have got nice profits. However, I also said that, you know what? In the weekends, we tend not to really have too much volume, man. Like, it's been a known fact. Every time you go to the weekend, you tend to have these little up and downs, ping ponging. That's what and look, if you kind of drag it out a little further, same thing. We're still in that box, right? Sunday, but we're also holding. We're not dropping. Instead of ping ponging and coming all the way back to the 19s from 24, we're still holding. We actually found a new little support right here at 23,435 that it's been holding really well. I say this to my students: whenever you guys have a downtrend, and we're in a downtrend, MACD crossed about right here when this drop happened, initiating that it's in a downtrend. It's not over, right? Because just like I anticipated that little move on 8, I'm kind of looking at this too, right? Where now you have your little downtrend almost forming. And again, it doesn't have to be a long one for you to identify it. You have a lower highs, right? You have your high here, lower highs right here. That's your initial first step of your downtrend, right? If this was to come up and reverse anywhere around here, then that's your, again, continuation of your downtrend, because now you're going to have yet again lower highs. So that's all the play was, man. Like, I've seen this, many times where we run up to a certain level, right? It finally sells off. Unlike Bitcoin, where it's going sideways. Again, it's not really dumping. Look, we broke that strong little support it had a little aggressively, but it's starting to come right back to it. So, those are things to watch. But on Ape, let me go back to Ape. On Ape, man, it played out like beautifully, guys, beautifully. So here's what I was looking at, right? And again, just anticipating the movement, looking at momentum, right? If I'm looking at the 15, look at my MACD lines. I try to preach this with my students all the time. I teach them this, that whenever these lines are up here, it's almost like you're overbought and oversold. Just because we don't have a line that says it, treat it like it, because it's, I'm telling you, I've looked at mistakes that I've made in past plays where I look at longs up here and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you know what? We have a strong uptrend. It dies down, but picks back up. Maybe it'll pick back up because we're still in uptrend territory. And then I get in on a long and this happens. I catch the very brunt of a short that just started. That's almost what we got with this trade. We just had our crossing on our MACD for the downtrend. Yeah, your stochastic was all the way down here. That's fine. It's not a bad thing. Stochastic is a lot more sensitive than the MACD is. MACD is pretty much an overall trend. So, if you're looking for overall trends, you want to look more lean towards your MACD, right? But, I was just doing that, man. I was looking at this. I was seeing us kind of form, this little wedge right here. And of course, man, anytime you have something building up like this and it's coming right back down to the levels that it started, then it tends to just break down pretty hard, which is exactly what we got. Here's the replay. Damn, that was way too fast. Back. Right here. All right there. Yeah. Oh, look, man, beautifully. Follow this trend. And mind you, again, look, when we hit this trend line, how we had a nice green candle. This is why I told you. I thought we were just going to get that and come right up from here. And, the market is, these at least top 5 were still green and bullish. So this is why I thought they were just going to pick up from here and start going, man. But, I'm telling you guys, man, learn trend lines. I have a video there that I'll give you guys, post for free in the channel, where it teaches you the basic of trend lines, just to be able to identify basic trend lines. Guys, I'm not one that likes to complicate stuff. I'm not here looking at the million different market caps and what happened with the owners. None of that. I'm looking at patterns. That's it. Just looking at certain points, reading these candles for what they are. I know that whenever you have certain candles like this, If you don't have a strong body candle like this, actually should look like this. This is sign of strength, right? If you have a strong green, it's been doing it the whole time there. Finally ended with a clean cut reversal. However, it gave you another little push, but then bam, instant reversal with a strong red. Sellers, not only that, breaking trend. I'm all about finding these trends, and when they tend to be effective. Man, look, it's a perfect example. It's just on a nice uptrend. I could have caught it down here. I could have caught it down here. But we caught it at a good time. I wanted to make sure that it was on still following this downtrend. Now, I was scared that this trade was going to break and continue going up, but it followed. We kept holding. Boom! It bounced off of this trend line, which again I thought was going to run up. Broke it. Once it broke it, it really gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strong red candles. Broke through all 3 TPs. Now, for those of you who don't know what TPs are your target points, right? Before, they got down there. I was looking at these points. How? Because I'm not one that just throws up these lines to throw it, guys. Like, again, I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else or any other analyst, but when I throw up TP points, I'm looking at something, right? Like I'm looking, even this is why sometimes I tend to almost grab profits right before we get to a target point, because I've noticed that sometimes it doesn't break my target point. Sometimes it'll bounce off of it and go right back up to entry. So I want to get in and out. I want to take my profits right before it, whatever it may be. I'm never measuring exactly to 50 or 100%. No, I have certain levels that I look at, like right here. This was it was a support right here. Came down a little bit past it, whatever, went up. But then when these 2 candles formed, this one came all the way down to here. So that was just, small line right here. I see a little bit over touching here. So we have 1, 2, 3 touches. Good enough for me. That's my first TP. And not only that, but it's also close to this trend line that, we were anticipating that it would hit and continue going up. So that was just meant for a scalp, a nice little scalp from here to there. Again, it ended up turning out to be something a lot better. But same with TP2, TP3, resistance, man. Like I'm not putting TP number 2 to just put it there. I'm looking at where previously it hits, and we have 1 touch, 2 almost right here, 3 close to it right here, 4. Like you have resistance. I'm sure if I zoom this out, I'll be able to find more points of where it touches. And look right here, right? If you follow that line again, right here, a strong point. Those are where I guess you guys say that they have block orders or things like that. Whenever you get to a point and you almost see the same reaction towards every time, look, it runs up, gets to this point. What is it? 6.856 comes down, right? Gets up to it, comes down, gets up to it again, come down. Then that means there's strong orders there. There's people, there's bears there. They want to bring that price down every time it gets up to that point, and they've been pretty successful at it until we had a breakout, right? And what I always tell you guys, when you guys see breakouts, when you see buyers or sellers, either way, right, pushing past that point, this is what you get. This is why I love breakout trades. I love identifying breakout trades, because when you have lower highs like this, and look, this is it even better right here. Let me put this in the way. That's your real downtrend right there. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Breaks trend. We could have got a nice little entry on this up there, right? For a nice long. But again, this was that line. Look at the candle reactions, the size, the power in these candles when they break that strong resistance that showed us 1, 2, 3, and I'm sure back there, and this is a 5-minute. I'm sure we have a lot more, resistance points, right? Once it broke that resistance, man, they were there. That was the bulls finally, giving it past that push, and strong, solid candle, not too much wick. Strong, solid candle. Now the wick is starting to come in. That lets you know that maybe this might be getting to, certain point. Then you go, get another strong bodied candle. Whenever you start seeing wicks like this, that's indecisiveness coming in. That's when you start seeing this, right? That's when you start seeing sideways action. That's when the battle starts to begin again. But this whole time, bulls are just pushing, strong candle pushing. We finally get to a point, boom, happens to be in this zone, supply zone, right? Gets to a point inside here, get that push down. This point, it went all the way up to here, man, which is crazy, almost right on the line. Now the sellers are like, all right, enough is enough. They bring it down, right? You break a trend. There goes my son. You break a trend, goes down. And again, I saw that. That's what I look for. I look for trend breaks, man. I didn't have this one drawn out on the drawing that I gave you guys, but I'm always eyeing these things. Looked at it. I looked at it afterwards, and we were able to catch it. Now let me again show you guys what was the results, right? Of us just identifying structure, following your trend, following your candles, candle movements. That's our entry. Boom. This was the point where right there, where I was like, oh man, I think this might go up. However, it didn't. Go trend right there. Look at the reaction after you break trend. Strong red candles under. TP3, we closed almost at like at 98%, almost 100. Now, mind you, I went on a walk with my wife and kids. I came back and I kept seeing it here. I was just honestly going to close the whole thing at 100% because I was seeing this, and it kept showing me 90, 80, 99%. Whenever you see that struggle right there, oh shit, even though we're coming right back down, that's again same thing that we just saw here, right? Where it was buyers coming in.
Cup and handle.
Say it again.
I said that cup and handle.
Oh, yo, dude, exact. But look, though, remember, man, look, didn't we identify it here too? And it went the wrong way. That's a scary one right here. You have it definitely forming, right? And look, it came almost to your second TP right here. I mean, it could possibly be put. And again, this was a good reaction, man. It was a great reaction. It could have just went sideways, continue going down, or maybe a little bit slowly going up. The fact that we got all green candles, right back almost to the levels that we started at, that's good, man. That's good. That means that maybe it will turn into a cup and handle. We also have lower highs though, again, right? That's your first lower high. The reason I got onto this short was because of this lower high. We have another one. It's lower than that. That's 3 lower highs. So we're still overall downtrend. If I draw it out like this, see it like this. See what I'm saying? You're still in an overall downtrend, which is, again, why I'm holding. I think maybe if it breaks off of this, the rest of the runners, I close most of it here, man. I'm happy with this. And the rest of it can hit, stop loss at entry. I don't even have to look at this trade anymore, man. I already took what I wanted out of this trade, man. It was supposed to honestly just be a scalp from here to there. It's ended up being a lot more, like I said, man, which was a beauty. And then again, I don't like this reaction afterwards, man. Like an initial watch, if you see that on the bigger candles, you'll see that. You see your pump and dumps. I don't like being in pump and dumps, man. Those things are nasty, bro. I've gotten caught a lot of times in pump and dumps before. I guess when BTC was doing it nonstop. But we're good, man. We're still entry still up here. We're starting to still have that lower high, which is making me want to keep this to see if it goes back down and actually breaks this trend line right here. It all depends on, I guess, Bitcoin too. We look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just honestly, dude, going freaking sideways, man. Like it's going sideways. There's nothing more to say. Look at the hour chart. I was looking at it this morning. I was like, damn, it's literally been going sideways for hours. I think now, if anything, we had that nice little push down, which worked out in our favor if you were on ape, right? Or any shorts at that. I know some guys in the server was an Ethereum short. My man, how do you say his name? Raux. Yo, he killed it with the members alert. He put in Doji short again 2 days in a row, man. I got in on his first one. I hit over 100% on his call. It was great. And then today he threw out another one almost like 2 minutes after I threw out mine, which shows you, right? Like if you start to see a lot of people kind of throwing out shorts at a certain point, you guys follow all these analysts. I've done that myself, right? Where I'm like, oh shit, E-Man just threw a short. Oh, this guy threw a short. Oh, this guy. I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's short season. Boom, I go in, I look for my setup, find the short, see how the market. Again, those are just different things that you guys can look at. I try to integrate a lot of different things when I'm looking at this, overall trading, man. I like to look at SPY. I like to see how the stock market is doing. I like to look at Bitcoin when I'm getting in my alts. I told you guys I like to see my watch list to see how the market is trending. Right? If I have more reds than greens, and that's showing me that maybe I want to kind of lean towards shorts. Not too much on the long side. But again, however, I showed you guys before that if you change your percentage, you have your top runners on top. Your bottom ones, again, a lot more, but that doesn't mean that you can't attack the top 3 and still find good long opportunities because, this is what they do. Whenever you find these ones that are top percentage, mind you, this is up what is it? Yes, exit. Put this to the side. It's up 10% for the day, dude. It's higher than any other coin right now, Phil. Right? 9%, 9%, 7. Yeah, they're all like, under 10, and that one's up 10. So this is what you'll find. Let me erase these lines. Drawings. Right? And again, if Phil is number one pushing, right? This is the ones that I used to always love going after, and I still do. Because again, they have nice breakouts, but all you're finding is your trend. I showed you guys what happens, right? I can always tell you guys, oh yeah, I'll put a line here. This is my trend, and I would have gotten short. I'm showing you guys live, right? Live on my charts before they happen, right? Because again, I'm starting to see that things as simple as just identifying trend can make your trading that much easier. I love my indicators, right? I love my indicators, guys. I have the Pro Plus version. I have over 10 indicators. Like I have a lot of indicators. I love playing with them. I love back testing them. But honestly, as of lately, I've been almost just looking for these trades, man. I've just been looking for trend breaks, right? Identifying higher lows. And again, it could be whatever time frame. If I'm a scalper, I'm looking at hour, 5, 15 minutes, like we were just, excuse me, hold on. Like we were just on, right? We were just on the 5 minute. We did it on a scalp on a 5 minute. I ended up playing for a few hours. Same thing with your hour one. If I do something on the hour, I can't expect that within the first hour or two, the first two candles, I'm gonna be up 100% because it's look at it. These are hour candles. This one after that trend break, even if you got in on a short one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours before it finally gave you a move. Before it gave you what you were looking for, which was going short after a trend break. It can be as simple as that. And I'm telling you guys from experience, man, I'm looking at this more and more and more. I hate making things tougher than they have to be, right? For those of you that's taking this class or the session for the first time, I'll show you, right? Like, look at, one of my students gave me this one time, and I showed him this. I'm showing him how to just identify trends and being able to get into something as simple as that, right? He gave me this. He's like, Kenny, look, this one does the trend lines for you. You don't have to draw it yourself. I'm big on doing things myself, man. I don't like bots telling me when to, get in. I don't like those bots that have, those indicators, buy and sell signals. I'm not big on that shit. I don't like robots telling me when to buy, when to sell. I back tested a few of them before with my own money. I think out of 10 times, 7 were wrong, 3 were right. So I told myself, why am I putting my money on something telling me when to buy it, right? Like, when you can do this yourself. This is, to me, is too much. This is way too much, way too much noise. And it works though, right? Like watch, look, the green ones I believe are your downtrend, right? So here's your lower high, it breaks, you get in on a long, it retests, performs. Boom, not bad, right? 20, 30, 40, 50%. Again, even if you held it longer, then obviously, but I'm talking about scalping wise, right? Your red lines are your uptrends. When it breaks, you're supposed to play it short. Here's your uptrend right here. This, again, I'm in the middle of all this noise, but right here is your uptrend. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Breaks, performs, right? You're shorting it the minute it breaks. Goes sideways for a few hours, performs. And again, it's not a bad thing. It's too much for me. I can't read this. Like I can't barely see the candles. So this is why I encourage you guys to do this yourself, man. Practice with the back right here, right? Like this is how you practice. This is all I ever did for the last year, 2 years, man, was just go back and look at trends. Oh shit, okay, well here identify uptrend, high lows, high lows, high lows, high lows, breaks, in, short. Okay, it works, right? Like that's all. You don't have to make it crazy. And then again, for you fanatics like myself that like adding more stuff and learning more, there's always more to add, right? You can always add your Japanese candlestick patterns. I went over that the last session, right? So you find a few of the, top candlestick patterns. I have them in our channel. Where is it? I labeled it. And in the TA channel, I have it on the top candlestick patterns. You look in there, you'll see the ones that I have here. Your bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing, your Marabusu black, your Marabusu white. You have your hammer. I think I forgot to add the hammer. I got to add the hammer. I think I have the inverted hammer already in there. I have the what's the name? The spinning top. This one right here. No, this is shooting star. You know, that's your bearish. Like those are the ones that I look at that I've seen personally perform. Right? Like really, really perform. So now, for instance, look at this. Right? We have our uptrend. You know, our normal rule. Right? Wait for it to break. Wait for that candle to close under. You know, your trend line. Right here, you have a bearish engulfing. 2 warning signs telling you that this might be coming down. Bearish engulfing, bearish engulfing. You could have caught this up right here and anticipated that, right? These are ones, and again, not all of them 100%, right? Because look, right here it comes out, you know, doesn't perform to like obviously, you know, later. And I mean, obviously, it didn't really shoot up as well, so I don't know if that would have hit anybody's stop loss. But for the most part, guys, I'm telling you, man, 8 out of 10 times I've seen these come out, bearish engulfing right there, performs. You know, here it kind of a little bit performed, went all the way down to here. Smaller time frame right here came out, performed. You know, here it came out, performed. Even those are 2 hours of it performing, right? So, you know, these things work, man. They're there for a reason. People follow them, people read them. And it's that thing that if you know it as well, you can almost get a jump on the, you know, a jump on the boat before it happens kind of thing, right? Where if you know, half the 90% of all traders know what a bearish engulfing candle is, and one pops up, what do you expect, right? You're gonna expect a lot of people start shorting at this point. And it's almost what happened right here. You know? So know your patterns, man. Know your patterns. Again, guys, I have it all posted right down here where she got your top chart patterns. And I'll keep adding. You know, I'm always going to keep adding. Now that I have my logo, I want to jazz all these up because I'm really big on branding and, you know, everything. But I'm going to add some more. So you guys, and again, I'll add the ones that I myself, man, look at on a day-to-day basis. You know, I teach this to my students. I tell them you don't have to read the whole book on a 250 Japanese candlestick patterns because there's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's too much. Honestly, I think it's way too much. You're not going to run into half of those. But find the ones that really, you know, make a strong pattern, right? Bearish engulfing right there is showing you that. Usually when it comes out, you're going to get a nasty downtrend. So know that one. You know, look for that candle. All right? Bearish engulfing again right there. It came out there. Look at that drop. Like, Marabusu Black is another beautiful one, man. This one I've seen. And what you're looking for on this is just no wick on it. I think it's just all body candle. But look at the performance. Straight down as soon as it came down. So this is another one too. 3 black crows, the 3 white soldiers. I've seen all of these, man. These are all ones that, again, I've heard in other servers, you know, the 2-3 years that I have, you know, jumping from server to server and all this and that. Like I've learned, man. I've learned, you know, from every server. Again, a lot of those guys that I've learned with are here in this server. You know, guys that I've traded with for ages, man, for ages. You know, guys that taught me these things. You know, like this is why I like my community, man. Like even if it stays 100 people strong, I'll be happy with this community because it's guys that I've worked, you know, with for a long time that understand, you know, that also have like-minded thinking on trading and just being successful. Period, man. So, yeah, I'm really happy you guys are here, man. Let's continue going. So, let's see. So we went over Ape. Any questions so far on Ape and what happened there, or any questions in general on Ape? Right now, what is going on right now? 15-minute, all right. Still going down. Yeah, still going down. You know, it almost came back up to entry, but rejected. Lower high, downtrend. Maybe it'll keep going down. If not, again, we're already safe on this trade, right? We're already took profits. You didn't grab profits on this, then shit, man, I can't help you. We hit 3 TP points, more than enough space from there to, and again, this was on 20X. You guys know I like my 50, 35, 40X. I wanted to play it safe because it was my first trade coming back from that ETC. You know, we just hit 1,500% on that. You know, I had to come down off that high, give myself, you know, a few days to chill. I was super happy, man. I was really excited. The results, everything, man. It gave me a nice chunk in my port. And, you know, I wanted to come down off that high before I made my next trade. And that's another tip I, you know, strongly advise you guys to use, man, is whenever you guys come off either a really good win or a really nasty loss, give yourself some time. You know, don't jump into the next trade right away because I've done that. Like, I've done that where I kill it at one trade hell yeah, man, fucking up 200% on this, closing it all here. Happy. I see it scooping up again, thinking it's gonna go up higher. Oh shit, guys, jumping back in. You know, greed, right? I told you guys, greed is gonna get you every time. You know, greed. I get back in, and all of a sudden, rejection off of that trend line. Boom, straight down. And I won't let go because I still want it to go up so bad that I'll just keep holding. Don't do that to yourself. You know, this is crypto. You got opportunity after opportunity. You know, one thing beauty about crypto is that you don't have to wait like options in stocks where you have to wait 24 hours to get your earnings, right? To get your winnings. Whenever you make a play, if I win $1,000 on this trade right now because I paid it out right correctly, I have that extra 1,000 to trade on my next trade. So why rush it? Take your time, enjoy that win. Come back and look at it. Hours later, a day later, and see what else you can do with it. But again, guys, any questions on Ape? If not, I'm gonna start moving over to what's up. I didn't hear that, boss. Say that again. I was cruising down the street. No. Okay, never mind. All right.
What you said?
All right. I have no idea. Boss, what was that you said? Can you repeat yourself, please? Remember, guys, no question is a dumb question. Ask away. This is what we're here for. And I don't bite. I know my cousin bites, but I don't bite. So what's up? Talk. Kana, Mr. E-Kicks. Who is it? Talk to me. And look at us coming right back down. See? Lower highs, guys. I'm telling you, man. Lower highs. When you're identifying these lower highs, we could have easily just closed it here. That was like at 20%. The rest of the runners, after we grabbed all this profit, and I'm still holding it because I'm like, damn, dude, I'm telling you, if I see that we have a lower high, it might just continue going back down. And I've done that where I see this happen. I'm like, oh, it's going to come straight to my entry. Let me close the rest of the runners. And, sometimes I see this. Exactly what's happening now, man. As long as you have that lower high, I think we'll continue in a nice little downturn here for those that are still holding. All right, let's move on to BTC. Let's look at some daily charts on BTC. Well, what to anticipate maybe for this week, or what to see if we can anticipate anything, because I believe the last time, or one of the very first classes we did that, man. Like, we anticipated the next 2 days on BTC. And again, that's not some shit that anybody can do. Like, we weren't saying that, oh, BTC is going to go down here. No, we had it boxed in. It stayed in the box. It started to come down. We were when we spotted it that Sunday, we caught it like this, man. We're like, guys, we're at the very top of our box. We're boxed in on Bitcoin. The next few days could lead to some coming down, and it played out just like that, man, like a fucking beauty. The next 2 days, I ended up playing smooth, right? If we knew that BTC was at resistance and it was showing just like this, that it was at resistance and coming down, then we were anticipating it, boxing in still. No news was coming out, nothing spectacular. Well, nothing special and all that coming out, you're not going to really expect too many big moves. So what we did the next 2 days is we played shorts. We killed it. We killed it. Playing shorts. This is what I want to do. Right now, again, I think Friday, late night Friday when we were here, for those that still were here, we were looking at this and we said exactly this, man. Just kind of boxed in right now. It's the weekend, is what to expect, right? Like, again, from what I've always seen, I always try to look at patterns like that, trends, even in the market itself, and I've noticed that on the weekend, you don't see too much, volume. You don't see too much volume. Doesn't mean you can't trade. Like, I mean, shit, look, we just hit 100% on freaking this trade, right? And on Ape, and it's the weekend. I've seen people hitting yesterday a few 100%ers. I think David and a few of these other guys, if I'm not mistaken. So there's trades to be made, always. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a sideways market. You can always trade. You can always go to a lower time frame, ping pong these, especially if they're boxed in it. It's actually a gift almost more than a curse when it's boxed in, because you can anticipate these moves. Look, 1, 2, 3 bounces off of your strong support right here. If you didn't catch it the first time or the second time, you could have caught it the third time and you would have been up still right now. So, those are things that I look at, man. And right now, Bitcoin, we broke trend, which was a beauty, man. There's your downtrend right there on a daily. we were holding on to this little white one right here. But I think today, a few hours ago, it kind of broke it. We're still boxed in, which again, it just means that we might continue going. However, I do like this. We were having lower highs, right? Lower high. Now, this is what I'm saying. If this were to continue kind of having another lower high, there's your downtrend. That's what I looked for in 8. I almost anticipated this move too on 8, that if it didn't follow this trend line like this, I was having my stop loss close. I think I had a DCA right above it. Honestly, if it would have just hit DCA, I probably would have just cut it, because that's trend breaking, right? If I'm anticipating a short and I'm calling short while it's following trend, it's because I'm anticipating it's going to continue following trend. If it's breaking trend, I need to cut. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And again, it all depends, on certain things. I've been on trades where I still stay in it, right, after it breaks trend. Because sometimes I look at a bigger time frame. I'm like, all right, maybe it's a 5 minute, go bullish. We'll wait for that to stop. Maybe it'll hit support right here. Once it breaks trend again, we'll average down and get us a better entry. You can still do things like that, but I recommend that only on one trade. I never do that shit when I have 1 or 2, 3 trades open, and I never had that many trades open. I try to think until one trade at a time. Once I'm up profitable, if I got in on this trade and I, longed it up 50%, stop loss is at entry, we already won. That's it. We're profitable on this trade, and there's only 2 things that can happen. It's going to come down, hit stop loss at entry, and you're out. The other half at break even when you're already added something, or it's going to continue going up. When that happens, I feel secure. I feel safe. Now I can get in another trade because I don't have to stare at this trade anymore. Again, we know what's going to happen. It's either going to come down, hit our stop loss at entry, or it's going to continue going. So then that allows me to look for another trade. Hey, Kenny threw out this Bitcoin long. We're up 50%. All right, I'm taking profits, stop loss at entry. Oh shit, David just threw out Phil short. Let's try, and again, I don't recommend getting in 5, 10 trades. There's a lot of traders out there. I highly recommend you guys look at them, study them, see which ones you guys like best, before you start picking their trades. But once you're done with one trade and you're profitable, then you can get on another trade. Again, it's a sad thing when I see some of you guys with like 7 trades and they're all red. Yo, Kenny, what should I do here? I can't tell you guys what to do. Like I don't do that anymore, man. I remember the pain of having 6, 7 trades open and it's red and Bitcoin is just pouring down. And when you have that many trades open, it's hard to do this to each and every trade, man. When you have 6, 7 trades, again, just because it doesn't play out, right? Let's say I'm shorting this here, it breaks trend because I thought it was going to follow trend, and it's breaking trend. Again, if I have one trade, I can always do one good DCA to see when it finally comes back into trade. Because again, just because it broke trend, it might be a nice little pull up right here. Doesn't mean it's going to go all the way up to here. What goes up must come down. Eventually, it's going to come back down. So I can wait for that. If I'm patient enough, draw my trend lines, I can wait for it to break that trend again, and I'll average down. I've done it, man. Look at my trades, and it's doable. What's not doable is fucking full porting and all that nonsense, man. When you guys are chasing trades, like, you don't want to do that, man. You want to take your time with these things. All right, so I don't know, guys. What do you guys think about Bitcoin, man? Honestly, it's boxed in, and we're still holding up above up here, which is great, which is really, really good. You see, this is where you had your trend break where it was wedged, right? Have a nice little higher low, showing you a nice little uptrend right here, meeting with your downtrend, your lower highs, breakout right there. Bam. See, you guys just got to draw these lines, man. Draw these lines, try to stick them to your body, but you guys can see it, man. It's not hard. Honestly, shit, man. I'm neutral. I'm like really, really neutral right now. I'm not, bullish, not bearish. Because again, we're on a mini uptrend right now. We only have 2 touches on this. Not like it's a big structured downtrend like this, but we did break that down. That strong down structure, right? I think overall the weekly, I think we're still good. I don't know. It's not too much here. We're still, let's say, almost in a bullish channel, I want to say. But again, it's not much to work with, guys. We don't really have much to work with. We're holding support, which is, of course, great after that super drop to 16. almost 17. What was it? 17,622. We've been holding, our levels great, man, and building from there, which is what we needed after all of this nasty, nasty right now. And this was really
How's
disappointing.
how's
What's
Ethereum?
up? Ethereum. Ethereum. What's up? Finance. See, this looks better to me, right? Because now look, after you had that nasty drop, I had it right there, man. I had a nice little supply zone. Look what happened when it broke supply zone. Man, that's growth. Those are the kind of things you want to look for. That's why Bitcoin, again, is going sideways. We don't have to play Bitcoin. Like, guys, I've gotten to the point where I get obsessed with just watching Bitcoin. And sometimes I gotta smack myself out of it because I'm missing out on other trades. Like, I think it was it. Look, I'll show you guys what my boy Twisted Churro put in the chat. Where is it? I pinned it here. This makes all the sense in the world to me. He's been fucking showing me this for ages. You guys don't know what BTC is? BTC is BTC dominance. We'll put up the chart in a second, but it pretty much just shows you the opposite of what BTC is doing. However, you have times where they both move up at the same time. What does that equal? That your alt should be going down. And again, I always say should because it's not that it happens or I there's nothing to me that is always that you can say, hey, that's happened, so this is for sure gonna happen in the market. There's so much freaking crazy stuff, man. Like things that have me surprised. Like even what happened with the FOMC, how everybody's paying it down and it just shot up like. So you never know, right? But this is supposedly the rule of thumb, right? Whenever BTC is up, BTCD is up, BTC is down. You have big decrease, stumpage. Vice versa for it going up. Alts. I think we were here right now where BTC was down. Right now where Bitcoin is stable. So and we're seeing this. We're seeing alts push up. Yesterday I seen some really big alts. I think people fucking ran like crazy. What else? Bill. All these altcoins were pushing hard. So there was a result, Bitcoin being just stable. It's been going sideways for hours. BTCD was down. Boom. Alts push up. So if you guys ever want to check that out, go to the chat, pin there. That'll help you get a better gauge of, what kind of market we're in kind of thing.
Yo, Kenny, what I wanted to add is basically BTC dominance is basically like a math equation between BTC and the altcoins, and every other coin, like even Ethereum and all that. It's basically like a math equation, and if it's going up, it means BTC is like dominating the market, let's say. And if it goes down, it means BTC is getting dominated, let's say. Like not really, but like to understand it, it's basically that. So that's why when it goes up, alt goes down or stable, because it's like dominating the market. Also, I use USDT dominance, and it's completely the opposite. When it goes down, BTC goes up. When USDT dominance goes up, BTC goes down. It's like other indicators, let's say, like confirmations that I use.
So you use BTCD, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Twisted Churro, man. He's preached on it. He was the one that taught me about it. To be honest, I've seen it, and it's good, right? Like, well, look, I'll even show you guys. BTCD is dope because also you can do this where. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick. BTCD, where you can, if you're always been a bull, right? Like if your eyes on just bull market.
Kenny, I don't think that's the BTC dominance, by the way.
No. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Cause mine is it's in percentage,
What? Oh no, brother! It's numbers, man. I remember we were looking at it at one point. Look, when it was at 104.6.
Really? Can you like search BTC and then like space D? I just wanna see if we have maybe the same thing. Because mine is it's like 43%, I think, right now.
Hold on, this is the weekly. I want to see it on the hour chart, both. Yo, damn.
Yeah, let's look at BTC dominance and percentage as well.
Is it in percentages? Yeah, so I'm
there's a percentage chart. You want to look at that. There's a Ethereum percentage chart too, I think.
No, do space D.
Do dot D, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, There you go. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
Man.
You see this one. Now we're talking.
Okay, hold on. Now let me see something. Hold on, because
You want to see if it's the same?
one thing I was always told with BTCD is that it does the exact opposite. So let's say if you're looking at BTCD and it's running up like this, and you're almost have it wedged out where it has as a breakout, and it breaks up, you're gonna see BTC almost on a flip flop chart where it's upside down. And again, when this goes up, BTC goes down, kind of thing. Like it's I don't know. That's what I was always told. I was always told that whenever you look at BTC dominance, it's just a complete opposite looking chart, but it looks the exact same shit to me. I don't know.
No, bro. The BTC dominance, basically, it's like the legit the dominance, So if it's going up, it means BTC is dominating the market in a sense. It doesn't mean that Bitcoin will go up or go down. It just means like it's dominating the market. And when you see BTC dominance going down, normally you would see outperforming it.
Okay.
Yeah, alts normally rally when BTC is going down. When BTC is going up, alts normally crash. When BTC is going down, alts are
Yeah, see, I learned something new from you guys, man. You see what I'm talking about?
Basically, the way it works is that money flows out of Bitcoin into the altcoins more. That's why the alt starts pumping. Essentially, that's what I learned at least. Like, that's why like people look out for like Ethereum, for instance. Like, if Ethereum starts running, that means all the other coins are gonna start running very soon because money flows out from BTC to Ethereum, and then from Ethereum onto like the other altcoins, for example.
I like it. I could dig it. Okay. So you see, those are things that we got to look at, man. I'm telling you, there's just so many things to look at, right? Like, it's not only just lines, And again, just like, I don't want you guys to think, even with these trend lines, right? Like, again, I try to make it simple where, yeah, man, you can just almost get in trades, based off of trend line breaks, right? I think pretty much a lot of these trend breaks I've shown you guys, they've been pretty effective. But, always take into consideration just things like that. I'm not news driven. Do I have my ears to the news? Yeah, always. If I hear that Bitcoin just got sold, or billionaire is selling all his Bitcoin, I need to keep in my mind that we might see a short, drop coming, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to happen, because also they also say that a lot of these things tend to play out, right? Like, let's say you just seen a big drop like this, a few days before. Next thing you know, today you get the news that that the guy sold all his Bitcoin. All that means is that it already played out into it already. Sometimes these things happen before the news comes out. You see what I'm saying? So it's hard, man. It's hard. I know a lot of guys love the news, man. They love Twitter. Like, oh yeah, dude, fucking Twitter, man. They're all raging on Twitter that it's gonna drop. I'm not a big Twitter fan, man, because I've seen half. Who do you believe, right? Like, who do you guys have that you're like, all right, this guy it's 100% accurate every time he says something about Bitcoin or the market in general. I haven't seen one. I don't know. Maybe you guys could correct me or point me to the right guy. But I haven't seen it, man. This is why I like to just do things for what they are, right? Like, I like to day trade for what it is. Even if I'm swinging, I'm swinging based off of just market structure that I see play out, man. That I've seen already playing out. That I have certain lines drawn out that is showing me that, hey, it's a possibility if I hold this until the next day, the next few hours, it might get to these points where I want it to. Does it mean it's going to? No, absolutely not. But it's a possibility, right? And if it's following market structure the way these things happen, lately, again, if with the right eye, man, catching these downtrends, look, right? You catch these things, you're gonna see them. Again, you don't have to. I tell you don't have to put it, but you start off with the lines, guys. Honestly, I start to see these things, man. Like I draw these lines so much every day that I start to see it. I start to know it. And again, the same thing happened with Ape. I looked at the market structure. I saw lower highs. The minute this big, spike came up after this, right? Like, we had another higher spike, and I'm looking for that next move, and it's lower. I'm like, oh shit, okay, maybe. All right, so that's our, first pivot point. Let's see what happens here. And this one, just obviously went down. But even look what's happening right now. That was our second hump, right? It came down. Look, it came right back up into this weird U-shaped form, almost like a cup and handle. But it's still following market structure. We're still having lower highs. Even if you're looking at this pivot point right here, this is still lower. That's lower highs. What's happening as a result of it? Coming right back down. So, keep looking at that market structure, guys. But I'm telling you, I'm starting to lean more and more towards it. I think when I got on this, we were in a downtrend, right? So I was still following my MACD, of course. I kind of ignored my stochastic because they were kind of already almost down here. Let me see right there. Yeah, they were already down here. So that was my X'd out. Anybody that's taken my class before knows that any trades that I get in, I don't favor anything, right? Like I don't favor just one thing. I have tons of indicators, right? I have all the AMAs, super trends, alligator. If I was to turn everything off, it would look something like this. It's too much. I can't see this, right? So, I use them for confirmation. But I have always an arsenal of at least 10 or more indicators flowing at a time, meaning that whenever I get in on the long or on the short, I'm looking at all these and I'm tallying them up. This one was perfect. That's, X1, right? Like I had also, it was following the first trend line that we had, which was around here. That was 2, checkpoints. I like to add them, checklist, where if it outweighs, the total number, like if I have 10 indicators running at a time, if I at least see 6, 7, 8 of those indicators checking off, saying that, yeah, this is a short downtrend, I'm going to lean towards it. See what I'm saying? I don't care which one it is. I love the stochastic, man. Love it. One of my favorite indicators to get good entries on. Still have it there for that reason, right? But it wasn't in my favor on this trade. That's okay. I can ignore it this one time and follow the other ones that were showing me downturn. 1, 2, 3 out of 4. Again, market structure 5. I think my super trends was on. No, it was on blue. That it outweighs it. Regardless, you have more. Leaning towards the short, then I'm gonna lean towards it. And that's how I trade. I never try to favor anyone because I've been there where it's like I think I only used to trade with the stochastic and the MACD, and I used to just favor the stochastic and it used to just give me sometimes wrong signals and contradict each other, right? Uptrend on the stochastic, downtrend on your MACD. So who do you pick? This is why I started adding more and more. I'm like, you know what? I need some more confirmations. Boom, I added this. All right, well, I need another more confirmation. I want to even the numbers out. Whenever, so it doesn't come out exactly even 5 and 5. Right? So then I just keep adding more and more. And again, all these indicators I have, guys, I fucking back tested the shit out of, man. When I mean back tested, I mean I've put countless hours of back testing, days of back testing. This one I don't give to my students yet, the OBV MACD yet, or show them how to do it yet, because, and again, you guys could take these indicators, man. I'm not a greedy asshole, man. You guys could all have these indicators. It's what I do in my classes are how I show you guys how to use it. What I'm doing with you guys in live is showing you guys how I read it. Even with all these indicators, man, like I'm telling you guys, it makes the trading that much better, guys. So definitely want to open your minds up to trying different indicators. We uploaded that channel TV scripts just for that. You have I want to say right now over 15 indicators in there. I'm gonna keep adding more. I'm gonna add all of the Lux indicators, which I do like this linear one right here, which I really, really do like. Again, started using it now. I'll add all of them in there. Anytime you guys have questions on any of them, you guys tag me. If not, you can tag Twisted Churro. I think he's the one that really kind of like plays with the settings as well. So you can always tag him. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out with any of this. But as a Bitcoin guys right now, man, I'm honestly I'm really neutral. Bigger time frame, 4 hour. Look, even on the linear, we're kind of still leaning up. This was a small support that I had drawn for it. It broke under, which again, you guys know what that means. Whenever you guys have structure, try to follow it. But then again, look, we saw this happen earlier too. That would have got anybody. That would have got me. I tell you, if I was looking at the market at this point, it would have got me because we were following a nice little uptrend, right? This is the 4 hour. We're following a nice little uptrend. You got a nice, you have your resistance here. This is a nice little trend. Hold on, let me get this one out the way. This is what I mean by having too many things on sometimes. Uptrend, right? resistance, it broke, right? And it closed above. That normally would have caught me, man. It would have caught my eye. Hey guys, fuck, let's try to risky breakout trade, But look, it came right back on. So sometimes you gotta just zoom back, give these things space, man. Bitcoin is not really one that you want to play either way. I mean, again, look, even if you had this market structure right here where it's your uptrend, lower highs, it breaks, you got in on this short, right? It took a while, you did get some a little bit, but look, that probably could have hit somebody's stop loss. Then it comes back down. Right now, when the market's doing things like this, all this wick, it's looking for people's stop losses, man. A lot of people are shorting here. So, what's a good stop loss on a short? Right above resistance, right? Would be normally around here. Look at all this shit, man. Stop loss hunting, stop loss hunting, stop loss hunting, stop loss hunting. Even this one, like it's tough to trade that. Even if you're longing, right? Let's say you're longing. Now you have, more or less clear support right here. Okay, look at all these wicks. Stop loss hunting, going up and then closing in the middle. It's not really moving, right? So, I kind of want to stay away from them. This is why I tell you, like, I used to obsess with Bitcoin at times where I'm like, dude, I got to get a move out of this thing, right? And while I'm staring and trying to long it and shorting and it's not really doing much, not seeing more than 2, 5, 10%, I'm looking at alt on my watch list and my alts are just fucking taking off, like all the way up to here. Miss, second opportunities on a nice uptrend because I'm just so fixated on this. When the market's like this, man, Bitcoin it's not moving. Man. Had a nasty drop earlier. It could potentially start leading to a downtrend. Absolutely, yeah. We're still at the top of this channel. MACD lines are all the way at the top as well. Again, you have your downtrend right here, lower highs that completed. So we're kind of in a bit of a downtrend right now. Can we play it till it? Yeah, of course. If maybe comes up to here, has a rejection and continues going down, then that would be a good guess. Right now, look, you had a drop, but it's starting to pick right back up. So do you want to play this right now? Kind of things you want to kind of stay away from. Sideways market like that, stop loss hunting. Not really doing much. We're not missing out on Bitcoin. I might right now. Well, tomorrow morning or in a few hours when London or Japan opens up, it can boost or it can drop. For all we know. But right now, honestly, when I saw this, I'm like, damn, Bitcoin is really just going sideways, man. Like sideways, guys. Shit, specialist. Let's see.
Kenny, I just wanted to add something. You can look at USDT dominance. So like it's exactly the contrary of BTC, like of Bitcoin, and also the dollar index and like DXY. Like both of them are just like the contrary of BTC, and basically like you go look at them, and like you can even try to do like technical analysis on them. They like technical TA work on them,
So, yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, like check it like later when you do BTC analysis. You can maybe check out the USDC dominance and the DXY.
No, it's good to do that, man. Like, there's even a button here that again, what is it? The inverse to flip your chart upside down. If you're used to seeing, if you came from a bull market and you're used to seeing everything, look better, it going up like this, you're able to catch better supports. Again, everybody's different, right? Some people eye shorts way better. A lot of you bears in this freaking 90% of freaking good vibes is all bears, man. I have every bear.
Nah, but they're all bulls. I'm like the only bear.
Man, I feel like I'm the only bull here sometimes, but it's alright.
Yeah, nah, you're a bull. You're a fucking
bull. I'm a diehard bull, bro. I'm a diehard bull, man. I love breakouts from the top, man. I was there we had our bull market, dude. When I seen so many people love, because when people are making money, that's when everybody loves each other, right? Like everybody's like, yo, dude, I fucking love you, man. Bro, when I tell you, man, when the bull markets were around, every server was like that, man. Oh, dude, I fucking love you, man. I love you too, man.
Yeah. Because you just DCA, and the trade will be good after. That's legit.
Brother, that's how it was. All you had to do was 1 or 2 good DCAs, man. Give it a few days, and after that, take profits. Or whoever was taking profits, it would just eventually, and again, no more than a day or two, you'll start seeing it creep up. Oh, guys, we're in profits. Oh, like that, man. But we'll get back to it, man. Don't let this bull market discourage a
No, for
lot of
sure, for sure,
no,
for
I know.
sure.
Again, like I said, a lot of you guys came in when it's there. It's all right. Now you're gonna experience. You guys experience the bull. Now you're gonna hopefully, God willing, if everything pushes up, you guys will experience the bull market, and you'll see the difference. And then that's experience, right? Like that's what's gonna make you guys better traders. Being able to experience both markets. Being able to trade, guys. When you guys can, why I really try to almost try to trade every day. When I have the right mindset, right? When I'm good, I'm not too stressed out on shit. I try to trade every day because you want to be versatile. Right? You want to be versatile. If you can trade in a shit market, and I mean, look at the trading log, right? I think it was in March or May. What was it? Those months that we had that were really bad, man. The first time Bitcoin went down to that 17, not everybody was playing shorts. I wasn't really fully, because it was more. I think I was getting too emotional over it, man, and that's the problem, right? That's a problem. I was letting my emotions get the best of me. I'm like, dude, how the fuck can Bitcoin be at 20K? This is bullshit. When I should have been like, okay, we're at 20K. Let's see what's the next level we could go on. Oh, I see a strong support at 17. It broke, 20K support. Let me short this and make money. Forget about your feelings involved in this. Like every time, and again, I'm an emotional guy. I say it easier than I can do it. But I'm telling you guys, I didn't trade that much and really play Bitcoin like that because I was devastated, man. I was like, what the fuck just happened? What happened to this market? How can we go that low? I was letting all the emotions come out, dude. I was heartbroken. I was like, dude, this can't be AI. What if crypto really over? And then I finally woke up. I was like, dude, no matter what, crypto's not going anywhere, right? Like Bitcoin's not going there. There's too much money into it. There's way too much money involved into it for this to go anyways. You're not gonna see Bitcoin or the next Luna on Bitcoin. Like Luna was one of those occasions that happens. It happened, and I've seen that happen in stocks. So it's not a rare, thing that doesn't happen. It happens, man. It was more news, I think, driven than anything. Everybody pulled their money out. That's it. But Bitcoin is not that, man. Bitcoin is honestly, and again, I'll stick to that more as my opinion. But I think to me, it's a fact, man. It's not going anywhere. Even if we go to the 10Ks, you will still have your degenerates like us that like to trade. And even if we're trading levels from 2,000 to 4,000 and it's ping pong and we can long at the top, short at the top, long at the bottom, and we're able to make 50, 100%, and our portfolios are adding up, we're still going to be in this market. You understand? And once I did that, bro, like believe it or not, like once I thought about that, it made me think better of everything, right? Like I'm like, what? I don't care where Bitcoin is at. If it's at 20K, it's at 20K. If it's going down to 12K, then fuck, man, we're gonna short the hell out of it, and we're gonna make a shitload of money coming down. It's a beauty when you can play these things up and down. Stocks, I think you can only play it up, right? If you own a stock, well, I think even spot, right? If you buy the coin, you can only play it. You only make money if it goes up. That shit is whack to me, bro. Like I want to play. If I'm drawing and I'm getting better and better every day at drawing these things out and it working out, I need to be able to do this both ways, man. And if crypto futures is it, options is it, then I'm gonna start building my core on just playing these things for what they are. I don't care what Bitcoin is. I'm not a bull, I'm not a bear, I'm neutral, man. If it's up here, I want to play it down here. Short. If it's down here, then I need to long it up here. That's it. Let me keep adding to my port. And I think I'm getting better at that because, again, I am an emotional guy, man. And it hit me when Bitcoin went this low, but now I'm starting to get over it. I'm like, what? Fuck it, man. Let it do its thing, right? And it's recovering. I think everybody's starting to forget about it, that it was just at 18 not too long ago and it's recovering. People are starting to invest more money. So it's going to go up eventually, right? Any questions so far on BTC? If not, I'll jump over to SPY.
Can you take a look at Solana and Polkadot?
Solana. USDT, please. What time frame?
I don't know, higher time frame. 4 hours.
You're looking to swing, yeah?
Yeah.
Look at the daily and the 4 then, alright? Alright, so Solana. Solana, I think we Oh, I think was it you, bro? I think somebody pulled it up last time, and I was saying that it's not a bad swing, man. Like we're at levels here. These are support. Whenever you got your support, you want to have your demand zone, letting you know that you know what, if it goes under this, man, that's it. Like I need to let this go, even if I'm investing big money, whatever it is, man. I honestly think if it ever goes under zones like this, I like to let it go, man. Just cut it, honestly. So there's a demand zone. There's a strong support. You know, you have prior resistance right here, right there. So this for support resistance. You have some about, let me say right here. And then you have some support there. All right. So, and again, you see that, guys, right? I'm grabbing it off of these points, man. This is 2021. We're in 2022, you know? And look, trying to support jumps right here a little bit, right? Plays around right on it before it comes down. Second line, what do we have? We have a perfect rejection there. Perfect rejection there. Came down. All off of using lines that are here in front of me. You know, not making these things up, man. I don't throw up lines. I told you guys to throw up lines. I'm using lines that, you know, that happened before, man. That are showing me that I had a nasty rejection before, right? That I had a nice little bounce off of it before. So right here, we have that. Bam, bam. Right? So we're holding, which is good, right? We're holding. Let's see if we can find the supply zone. I want to say maybe about right here, right there. I want to be perfect. You know, I want to have these things OCD like me. Put on every line. You know, you have some resistance, man. You definitely have some resistance right here, right? Shown it a few times where it comes up here, came down, right? Came up inside the zone, came down, zone, and we're playing around. So, of course, you already know what can happen. Either we can come right back down off of that. However, we are on an overall uptrend, just like the market is. So, you want to look at that too, you know, being along this, see what happens here, right? See if we get that rejection to maybe come here, put a nice little, and again, unless you're already in it, this would be a point where I would, if you got anything up here above 42, what's your entry, if you don't mind sharing? Not 50.
I'm in a spot. I've been in a spot around like $30, $31.
Oh, so you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're good, brother. You're good. You're good, man. You're good. You know, spot wise, you know, with spot, it's like you want to add to it when it's down, right? But if you have a good entry, like your 30s, like you have, and this might be it, right? Like this is maybe the lowest it goes, and it starts picking up from here. Then these supply zones is kind of almost where you add to, right? Like if it breaks this level, I definitely almost want to add to it because that was like our nasty little resistance highest point, you know. So that would be a level that I would look at to add, if, you know. And again, you're not adding thousands of dollars because you don't want to move your entry too high. You know, you don't want to start a position with $50 and then you're averaging down all the way up. I mean, averaging up when it breaks this point and you're putting like $5,000-$6,000 because that average is gonna go away. That 30 is gonna go from 30 to almost like 58 to 56. See what I'm saying? So gradually, you know, if you start an account, you know, whatever money, man. Everybody, you know, has many different money. But for example, if you started, let's say, with $100, man, you know, every time it hits certain levels, you throw in another 100. You know, if it's still on that nice little run, or you save that money for when it comes down. Eventually, these things do come down. We've seen it many times. Spot, I'm still trying to figure that out, man, to be honest, right? I'm still trying to figure out the whole spot thing. I want to hold things long term, but when I see things, you know, when I see people buying at these levels years ago or a year or two ago, seeing all of this and then coming right back and you're right back to what you invested a year later, it's like, fuck, man, when do you take profits, right? It's one of those things, man. Like honestly, I'm starting to really feel like anybody who invests long term in spots or stocks, you know, whenever you get good entries on these things and you get spikes like this, man, take your money, move it else. You know, don't just leave it. But it looks good, brother. It looks good. I like this demand zone it has. It's shown us before that it has accelerated here. We're here again, right? And it's starting to pick up almost exactly on that point. It's on a nice little uptrend. The only thing is, you have you have a little barricade right here, which, with the way the market's going, I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks it soon. As long as it continues doing this, you should be good, man.
All right, thanks, man.
You got it, my friend. No problem.
Kenny, could you look at USDT dominance or DXY, just one of them?
Say it again. What was the other one?
GXY, it's a dollar. GXY, yeah. Yeah, first.
Damn, this looks like SPY, bro. Look, there's your uptrend right there, man. If it breaks that, there's your
Bro,
up.
but look, if the US dollar goes up, BTC goes down, and vice versa.
Wait. If the US dollar goes up, BTC goes down?
Mm-hmm.
So, look, that's what I'm saying. We're on a nice trend. That's why the market has been, accelerating the way it has. A nice little bounce off of this continuation of this uptrend can lead Bitcoin to break go back to the 25s like I know you want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. No, because, like, zoom out.
Huh?
Yeah, like, you can see that it's like basically just going to new highs.
Dude.
Oh, such a bear.
Yo, you're such you bears, bro. I want to kick you bears sometimes, man. All you gotta look for that point to short it. Like, on me, I'm like, oh yeah, keep pushing up, man. That'll be good for everything. push. And you guys are
man.
like, push to that point. Push to that point right there so I can short the shit out of you. Which is not bad.
I mean, honestly, like, look at it. Does it look bearish? Does the dollar currency look bearish? For me, it just looks bullish. For me, it just looks like it's gonna just go flying. Also, like, you have the chart to like 1980. It's actually so old, man. It's all like crypto. You only have to like 2012.
Bro, this it looks bullish to me. Really
Yeah,
bullish.
triple bottom? No, double bottom.
Double bottom right there. Double bottom
Yeah.
on the weekly. It's breaking. It broke the supply zone, I think, right here. Let me see.
And you could compare it to BTC, like compare the times, and you'll see that each time US dollar goes up, BTC goes down.
Yeah, brother. Look, man, we have a break and everything, man. Like it's holding, and again, it's there. It broke the zone, ping ponging in here for a little bit.
Bro, now retest and fly,
Look how high the MACD is. That just scares me, man. When I see this like this, because look.
Yeah.
Oh, but look though, you see, brother, this is what I always tell you, right? Whenever you see a downtrend, right, especially on your MACD, right, this is your beginning of your downtrend all the way up here. That's not breaking support levels. That's not breaking support levels. Mind you, this uptrend is breaking levels. Breaking levels, levels, right? Your downtrend kicks in. What would we usually see? Pump and dump, right? Up, come right back down. When you have a downtrend, all of this, right? That's not breaking levels, brother. That's not breaking levels. You're waiting for it to switch back into an upturn, because when it does, you get higher highs. You understand? Right here, look, even here. And mind you, here it did catch it. Look, right there with the downtrend, and now it really did break some support levels to a certain extent, right? Look, it got you all the way down here, but we still at this strong base. It never broke this. It didn't break it the first time. It didn't break it the second time. What happens when we switch to an uptrend? Boom. Higher. Right? Well, no, this is higher than this. See, it's crazy, man. It's one of those things, man. That I'm telling you, just come with experience. But I've noticed that, bro. I've noticed that whenever I have a trend that's not coming down, bro, I'm waiting for it to switch back to the uptrend. And usually, when it switches back to that uptrend, brother, I see a nice little push up, man. But it looks good, man. I mean, if you're telling me that this goes down,
you can compare, like, right now, just pick a date. Obviously not the weekly, or you can put the weekly, won't matter, but like basically put like daily or hourly and compare BTC to dollar currency. You just see like it's the contrary. Same thing with USDT dominance, like USDT.D.
the dot one hour down. Yeah, man, I'm
So
telling you, it's a lot of things. That's what I'm telling you. Look, me, I was never privy to any of this, man. I was never really, I've learned BTC dominance, what it was, in chats, right, with my boy Twisted Churro. I learned a lot from him, man. Honestly, man. Like, he taught me at least the logistics of it. I've always just been one to dive into charts, right, like to just dive in and learn. And it's not a bad thing, right, because again, it's gotten my charting where it's gotten into it now. It's not a bad thing that I do that, but I can be so much better if I start looking at things like this, right? If I start
yeah,
adding
of course.
all of these, and again, it's a lot to add, right? Mind you, you've been telling me to add the EMAs, the SMA, like all of these things, and I have it there. Look, brother, since you told me to do it, I'm like, you know what? He's right, man. Let me keep it there. Maybe I can see something that and I tend to turn it off and on. Look, right here, you have your crossing on both lines. Bam, and it puts a nice little cross in it. Downtrend, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to mean. Right here, you have a nice little cross
Emails
down.
are really powerful because a lot of people use them. That's why, like,
Yes,
basically they say like don't use it if everybody uses it, but like because everybody uses it, they're very powerful. And even
that's why you should use it. Yeah.
the weekly. But do you remember when we talked about the weekly, like the 200 weekly EMA? When I told you it's like such a hard resistance to break, both times BTC went over it, we closed under it, and the weekly close today closed under it. Like legit, it went $400 down just to close under it. This is how strong this resistance is. I'm telling you, bro, we're so bearish on like the weekly. We're so bearish, but people are bullish for some reason. I don't know.
Wait, you're saying on the weekly that BTC is bearish? No way.
I mean, look, if you look at it of a bounce, we are bullish. If you look at it
Let's go back.
resistance wise, twice it didn't break it. Twice it didn't break it. It means like it's gonna go down now and retest it later.
Let me see. Hold on. There we go. Brother. I mean, again, I don't see this being bearish, though. I mean, it's...
Wait, can you put the EMAs?
Huh?
Put the EMAs. I just want to see if they're good.
Nah, these always show it like that, right? Like, not really...
I mean, the blue one is pretty much that. Like the blue
Oh,
one is
that's what
pretty
you're
much.
looking for. You're saying we're under that.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you're waiting for. You know
Yeah.
what I like about EMAs and SMAs, brother? And I'll be completely honest with you now that I'm kind of looking at this, is that with EMAs and SMA lines, I feel like there's almost a delay. I want to go to a smaller time frame. Right? Let me see something.
Yeah, because that's
Let me see
very
about
huge.
and how do these things work. And again, in mind, I've never played with EMA or SMA lines. But what I'm looking at it, when it has a crossing, something happens, right? Like right here, you have your crossing where both lines, the 50 cuts into the 200. There's your crossing. You get in on a long, performs, right? Same thing for your shorts, I think,
Because
right?
it's curling up. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever it curves down like that and your lines, point that direction, you kind of just follow in right here. Had it not much, but you see, I don't like that. I feel like with this indicator, I feel like it's just too delayed. Like if I want to get in on this bullish run, I want to get in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we have to wait for all of this. Look, you had to wait for this to break out here, which is not a bad thing.
I mean, not really, because I would look at it down there when it retested the EMA and then we just went up.
Oh, right here, the retest. It broke.
Yeah, it retested and we went up. I mean, obviously, I would have took profit on the 200 EMA, but look after it broke the 200 EMA. Look what it did. It just
Yeah. No, that I see, and that I see for sure, man. Like right there,
and then look
and then
later.
it broke.
It
Look
just
at the body
bounces off the
candles,
50.
fat body candles too. You're right.
So I found it really really reliable. Like I honestly, it never like disappointed me. I never said like, oh, I thought EMA was supposed to be good. I said it last week when we broke the 200 the weekly. I was like, what the fuck? Wasn't it like a strong one? And I was so mad. I was like, damn, I believe that I found my indicator and everything. Before weekly close, bang, we went under it. I'm like, yeah, no, EMAs are the thing.
No, it's one of those things, man. Like I see why you like it, and again, I see why a lot
Yeah.
of people. I really do see why a lot of people use it. For some reason, it just never caught my eye, man. I don't know. Something about it.
Look, you don't like it, you don't
Yeah, no, and exactly. Again, guys, even with I'm showing you guys my favorite indicators, right? Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you guys. And and it might not, right? But the whole idea of just us showing you guys all this is to open up your mind. Open up your mind to different indicators. Try them out. Try each and every one I have. Guys, I'm not greedy, man. Like, you guys want the names, the settings, you DM me, and I'll be more than happy to oblige. I've given this to all my students. Anybody that's taking my class can ask them. I send them videos on it. I teach them how to use it. I'm not a greedy guy, man. But these things they're not perfect, man. They're really not perfect. They're not always 100% reliable. But they do help. You understand? They do help. I've gone into some trades where I'm not waiting for that market structure, because right here, it almost looks like we might continue coming down, and it's not hitting off that market structure. But if you're getting strong bullish signs on all your indicators, like I've gotten into plays like that where it's like, all right, it's nowhere near any good market structure, but shit, man, all of a sudden, strong bearish, strong bearish, strong bearish, strong bearish, all it's showing me signs of strong downtrend. I get in, boom, all of a sudden a big drop. I'm like, holy shit, these indicators are burning, It's one of those things, man, where you can try it, play with it. There's different ones. Use the indicators that show you what you're looking for, right? The ones I look for are ones that give me good entries off of a nice resistance rejection. I have that with the stochastic. Stochastic almost gives me if not a fucking perfect entry on a rejection or bounce. I like my crossings right here. Look at this bounce off of this trend line in red. You have your support, your resistance, right? Nice little perfect bounce. Crossed entry right here. This is what I want. I don't want to wait for something to give me an entry up here, and then I get this, and I want something that, oh shit, it came down. Wow, look, it's crossing right here, man, right there, telling you that this might be a good entry on this. And 3 big candles later, you're profitable like that. I look for that, right? I also look for trend. I love to put in the work, right? I'm always gonna put in the work myself, put in the lines, try to find these trends myself. But I know with the MACD, when I have a crossing, especially when it's up high like this, is the beginning of a downtrend, right? Right here, it crosses my trend line, and then I'm short. But the MACD would have gave it to me higher. MACD is showing me up here. See what I'm saying? So it's, I've been using these things for years. I've studied, I've experienced these things, man. I've seen them back test, do things wrong, malfunction. I've seen them work to almost a perfection, almost, So open your guys' mind up, man. Try them out. There's millions, and I mean millions of indicators. Try with the ones that we have and see if you like them. And if you don't like them, there's a whole library I gave you guys in the TV script channel that you can try. It's more than enough there. We're going to keep adding more and more. Every time somebody gives me one or I try a new indicator, I'm going to throw right in there for you guys to try. So we can continue doing what we do, guys, learning and continue growing, man. All right, guys, I think we've done more. I think we're supposed to stop at 8. It's already 8:30. Any questions before I go? If not, thank you for joining, man. Thank you for joining. I think this is being recorded. My cousin's recording it, so we'll have the recording on our YouTube channel. If you guys missed anything, or if you want to go back and look at certain things that we went over that you probably didn't understand and want to look at it again, then you guys can always view it on the YouTube channel. And that's about it. Again, I'm gonna put out, I think, an announcement on the membership tonight. I'll go from there. Let me see. I think I have Crisp coming on Friday. So again, even